If you have a young son at home and you've not watched this video, I urge you to watch it right now before it's too late, and I'll see you on the other side for a very important discussion.
I'm woken up by pressure on my neck, yeah, and a pillow muffling my mouth, and my brother starts penetration, yeah, and as he's doing what he's doing, he's whispering in my ear, Nanti wanted to report, yeah. So I tell him the next day, this thing that you did last night, it's painful, yeah. So now it started a habit of me having to steal, because he was saying, if you don't want me to do anal, you're going to pay me money. So I start stealing 10Ks, 20Ks, money to pay him to stop doing things to me. A habit is born. In my mind, because of the grooming that had happened for those 2 years.
From your stepbrother?
From my brother, yeah. He sort of implanted it that this is how boys interact. So now I'm at school, I know how to make friends with girls. I've never had, senior one. I've never had an issue making friends with girls and to make male friends now, yeah. Mm-hmm. So because of what my brother had fed my mind,
yeah,
that is how boys interact with each other. So he had formed my mind like that. Mm-hmm. So I begin touching boys in class, in dormitory, and then they clock my BS immediately and go and tell the warden, this boy is touching us inappropriately. But because, again, in the back of my mind, my brother
tried having that conversation with you?
Yes. But at the back of my mind, my brother loves me. He's no longer mean to me. Yeah.
He no longer beats you?
He no longer beats me when I don't do it, when I don't do the homework, when I don't watch. He himself sometimes washing my uniforms for me. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, this good behavior that he has towards me started after we were doing these things. So I don't want to get him into trouble. Yeah. So I tell him a BS story. I tell him, when I was at a particular school, they had a hostel thing. My parents put me in hostel, and then that's where I learned it from. So it's like, okay. So we go and talk to the HM. Now it's a Catholic school. So it's the HM, him, and one of the priests that used to lead us through those service things. He told me to reiterate the story. Tell them the story. They had called my parents. My parents arrive. They go in the office. They're telling them the story I told them. And my dad is like, hold on. We never put that boy in hostel. He was a day scholar.
In primary?
Yeah. So what is he saying? Hostel and what and all these different things. So my dad beats me in that office. And I say, oh, okay, fine. I finally say my brother is the one that has been teaching me those things. So we get home. Now when we get
they
home,
expelled you from the school?
They expelled me from the school. They're like, this behavior, it's not one of like, okay, a child is coupling or a child is stealing. The church always frowns about having topics around sex and all those things. So I get expelled. I go home. My dad sits, my dad, my mom, me, my half brother. They say your brother first said hostel. Later on he says, you've been touching him. My brother doubles down and says, he's looking for someone to blame. He even first lied before he said I was the one. And again, when I say I show my parents so much grace, and because of the cards they were dealt then, if it happened now, they might have dealt with it better than they did. But because of the environment, the time it happened then, that is how they dealt with it.
What happened to this young man is so sad, because this single experience has altered his entire future and there is no turning back. Blended families and keeping dependence is something that's very common in our African homes, where you bring your relatives because of poverty, of course, and also you meet someone who's got children and they say, we're going to raise these children together, giving the care and discipline responsibility to the older one or to the auntie or the uncle. There is always that one, you say, wait, uncle back in wakari wabwera mumenye. And parents, I am not blaming you for delegating, because I understand the economy is very bad everywhere around the world, and you are trying to work extra hours in order to provide for the same children at home. All I'm saying is, no one will discipline your children better than you. Understand that 90% of the time abuse is done by the people that we live with the people that we know, even the people that we love and care for. It is high time that you and I take this responsibility very seriously to avoid such things as this. There is always someone out there with malicious intent. Just like we've heard in this story, that young boy was given to the older brother to be disciplined. In short, the young brother becomes submissive to the older one, giving him now the opportunity to do whatever the hell he wanted with him. My fellow parents, I will appeal to you today. Be extra vigilant, not only for the girl child, but for the boy child now, because these predators are no longer just after girls, they are after boys as well. Be extra vigilant. Let's create a safe space for our children. Let us be the first one that they run to every time they feel endangered. Maybe if only his parents were more gentle when they noticed the change in his behavior and created a safe space, this man would have been saved. That abuser would have been taken out of the home and that child would have been safe. And who knows how many other children he's done the same to. And also, when you notice that your child's character and behavior is changing, before you unleash hell on that child, try to understand what's happening. Why is this child behaving the way that they are? Like in the case of this young man, he started stealing in order to buy his safety. We've heard what he said. Every time he gave that young man, his elder brother, money, he would not be sodomized. So now, it was a thing of this person knowing to say, I have so much power over this boy. He knows I'm the one that disciplines him. I can beat him and my parents won't question me because I'll just tell them that he's misbehaving. And now he gives him the option. I will do this to you, but if you don't want it done to you, give me money. What does the young boy do? He begins to steal from his parents. And then what do? They now hit him harder and tell the older brother to discipline him further because they are thinking he just has a bad habit of stealing. They are not understanding why is he stealing when there is food at home, everything is provided. But if we can create a safe space for our children, we will definitely have room for them to speak up and say, Mommy, I'm stealing because brother so and so is doing this to me and he said if I don't give him money, he won't stop. Or they'll say, Mommy, I'm stealing because uncle so and so won't leave me alone until I give him money. So parents, let's be vigilant. And I also want to take time to applaud the Zambian government for the new bill, the no bail, no bond for sexual offenders, and I hope it goes a long way because it's the only way that we can help ourselves. It's such a sad world that not only girls are in danger, but boys are in danger too. So now, what I want you to do after watching this video is, I want you to try to create a safe space for your children. When you notice that your child is changing, before you discipline them harshly, try to talk to them, try to find out why are you doing what you are doing. Is there something that's missing? Because you may find that the child is acting out in the way that they are because something is happening to them, and as a form of survival, they are having to alter who they are in order to adjust to the new changes or the things that are happening to them.